welcome to my show. My name is Christy, and today we are talking about how to deal with gossip in the workplace. Every job that you have coworkers at has gossip in the workplace. You simply just can't avoid it. Some people just never grow up mentally, and they never take the time to work on their own issues in their life. Instead, they just project their insecurities onto others. We've all been there. No one is perfect in this world. You just get to a point where gossip just starts to get old and you don't really care what so and so is doing anymore. And you are more interested in your dreams and goals in life instead. That may be true for you. But for some people, they just take longer to get to that point in their life. So how do you deal with people like this in the workplace? I had this one experience with this one job that I worked at before. I just started working there, and no one really even trained me even. They showed me where some things were, and then they were all like, okay, you're just on your own. I had no idea what all my job duties were. I kept getting horrible anxiety because when you are not familiar with everything that you are supposed to do, you are not sure if you're even doing a good job or not. I was a huge ball of anxiety. I just felt really stupid not knowing everything I was supposed to do all the time. There was this one time a coworker was out sick. They had me work for her for a while she was gone. They complained I wasn't doing my other job duties, but I couldn't leave the position I was filling in for to do them. I promised myself that the next day I would go back and I would work even harder to do a better job. The very next day, though, I did my best, but I overheard the manager talking to the bartender about me. He tells the bartender, it's like, Christy forgets that she's a security guard sometimes. I was completely shocked. It seemed like no matter what I did, they would still complain. I just felt really embarrassed. My friend had got me the job there, so I kept picturing them going back to her and complaining to her about me. Then the worst happened. Someone had called out and I had to help out with a job I had never done before. I thought everything would be okay. But no one trained me for that job either. But I didn't know what I was doing. They just made me feel completely stupid. They gossiped about me to everyone that would listen. It almost seemed like I had been set up for failure from the very start. The bartender came in and complained about how I wasn't doing this or that. It was crazy. Some of the things that she would complain about, I had no idea was even my job to begin with. I had never worked anywhere before where the bartender didn't clean up after themselves. I think if it wasn't for the fact that I only worked with these people for only 4 hours and the next 6 hours of my shift I was by myself, I think I would have just quit that job a lot sooner than I did. I already knew if I went somewhere else, though, it would be the same there. I was tired of letting everything bother me all the time anyways. My coworkers were really passive aggressive though with their gossiping and bullying instead of just showing me so I could do things the right way. They just talked bad about me instead. I let this all hurt my feelings over and over again. It hardly seemed fair to me that they would rather talk bad about me than actually take the time to properly treat me. I was just so sick and tired of letting all of this disturb my peace. After working there a little bit longer, I started to get more familiar with my job. I kept to myself a lot and I just did the best job I could do. Then I started to notice that it wasn't just me they talked badly about. It was pretty much everyone. There was even people who seemed like they were the best of friends at work. But when they didn't work together, they constantly would talk bad about each other. One night, I went to get my keys, and there was this really sweet girl who had just started to work there. She had never gotten my keys before. And the manager went over to help her. He stood behind her, making an airhead expression behind her head. He expected me to laugh, but I was so pissed off. This girl was hardly an airhead. When she went to give me my keys, I saw her hands shake. And I understood right away what that meant. I suffer from anxiety too, and it made me feel awful that this manager was giving her such a hard time that she was having an anxiety attack right in front of me. Just working in this toxic environment had taught me so many valuable things about myself. Even though I hated how passive aggressive everyone else was there. I had times in my life that I was the same way to others. Just knowing this helped me later to forget them. There has been times I would be mad at someone, and instead of confronting them, I stood in the background talking bad about that person. So it helped me to realize that was something that I needed to change about myself. It also taught me how to deal with gossip in the workplace. The first valuable lesson I learned is to not take things so seriously. If your coworkers are gossiping about you, they are not only talking bad about you, but they are talking poorly about everyone else too. It doesn't matter if you do the best job that you can do. They will still find something to talk bad about you. Some people project their pain onto others because they don't want to work on their own issues in life. Not everyone is going to like you. Sometimes people will hate you because the way that other people love you. So the best way to deal with gossip at the workplace is to not give out so much information about yourself. It's no one's business what your life is like beyond the workplace. Another way to stay out of the gossip at work is to just walk away. Don't even respond to it. If you have to give a response, I'll tell you what someone said to me when I was the one who was doing the gossiping about someone else. This manager had yelled at me one time because she was in a really bad mood. I was really angry with her. At the time, I was trying to gossip to my coworker about her. Like I said, no one is perfect in this world. Well, my coworker wasn't having it though, and I don't blame her. Instead, she just looks at me and tells me that she makes it a habit to not talk bad about people at work. Her response really caught me off guard and made me realize that I was in the wrong for trying to gossip and talk bad about my manager. It helped me learning that, and I wasn't upset at my coworker for not wanting to gossip with me either. You know what? I had more respect for her. You need to treat your job like it's just a paycheck. Just know, not everyone is going to like you. It's nice to make friends, but honestly, You are there just to do your job and get paid. And that's it. Also, if you think about it, why do you want to associate with people who gossip anyways? You should want to surround yourself with people who talk about visions and ideas, not other people. Make sure you check out my video on why do people gossip. And please stay tuned for my playlist at the end of this video. If you have any helpful advice on how you avoid gossip in the workplace, please leave me a comment below. I would love to read all about it. I think the best thing that I learned from all of this is that I was just simply caring way too much what other people thought about me. Why should I care what someone says, especially if they spend all their time gossiping about everyone else? Let people misunderstand you and think whatever they want to about you. In the end, they are not you. They don't know your heart. Don't let negative people disturb your peace. Just keep smiling, and after a while, they will move on to the next person. You can pray to God to heal their heart, but don't for a second let their negativity rub off on you. You are better than that. I thank you kindly for watching my channel, and please subscribe. I hope you all have a wonderful day, and much love to you all.